What's up, YouTube? What's up? What's up? It's your boy DJ. Dang, I've been uploading these videos back to back to back to back. I got some more videos to do, so we're gonna get this one out the way. But yeah, make sure y'all hit the like, subscribe button. Make sure y'all share with a friend, share with the family. And let's get into this Mr. Ballen video. We're gonna skip it up because I know he got a song on there that's copyrighted. Alright, here we go. Yeah.
While she was in high school in Dayton, Ohio, Raquel Bain became known as a bit of a thrill seeker, primarily because she would do something called car surfing, which is exactly what it sounds like. She would climb onto the exterior of cars and hold on to the roof while somebody else drove it around.
So she was basically a wild card. She loved to do daring stuff, like not stuff like most typical age kids do. Yeah, that's normal.
addition,
You know, one time I used to literally ride my bike across the train track. I'm being real. I used to do that as a kid, 12 years old, hanging with the homies, riding bikes across the train track.
to seeking out these physical thrills, Raquel was also drawn to psychological ones, like going to places that were supposedly haunted and seeing if she could spook herself. Following high school, Raquel kind of calmed down and became less of the wild teenager she was known for being, and instead she really focused on building a life and a career for herself. And so she would go to college and she would earn her degree in surgical technologies. And then by 2009, she was employed full time as a surgical assistant in Dayton. Also around that
Yep,
time,
yep.
she had her first
I heard they be making
son
good
who
money
she
as a
adored.
surgical assistant.
But despite creating this life full of stereotypically adult, mature things like having a career and starting a family, deep down, Raquel was still very much the thrill-seeking wild teenager she was back in high school. But as an adult, she just never had time to go
So basically, she want to live her kid youth again. She want to go back out and do kid things. She still, what's that thing on Drake's song? How can I still be out here kidding around? How can I have a kid and still be out here kidding around? Come on now, like you a grown woman, you got kids now. Whatever happened to you and it's gonna happen, you should have thought about your kid before you want the kid around. Imagine you being 25 still wanting to live out your kid you as a grown man. What you think this is, Michael Jackson? You think this Neverland? Come on, don't stop it, bro.
seek out those thrills. So, with that in mind, fast forward to April of 2016. By this point, Raquel is 26 years old, and that month, a very rare weekend popped up where Raquel did not have to work and she didn't have any childcare responsibilities. And so, wanting to take advantage of this free time, Raquel asked her boyfriend, 41-year-old David Nee, if he would join her on a road trip that weekend to Louisville, Kentucky, where Raquel wanted to check out the infamously scary Waverly Hills Sanatorium. Back in the 1900s, Waverly Hills was a place where tuberculosis patients were sent. Tuberculosis
Why do I never understood this? Why do people of different race diversity want to go visit abandoned places? A mental hospital, a psych ward. Why do people want to go? What is interesting about visiting them places? All you're gonna see is rats and roaches in there. And old stuff that was left behind from like the early 1990s. I don't understand that. Literally. And then the crazy part about it is they got black people doing that. I'm black. Ain't no way I'm going in no woods at night. Ain't no way I'm going inside no cave with you. Ain't none of that. I don't care how fine the girl is. Hey, you want to come to an abandoned house with me? Just chill, smoke there? No, I'm good. Shit, what the fuck wrong with going to your place? Or my place? Come on, hell no. Imagine one of you, and some of you dudes would be stupid enough to go with a girl to an abandoned house where you on the other side of town where you know nothing about, you never been there before. That's how they backdoor you. I'm being real. Imagine that. I don't care how fired. Being real.
Tuberculosis, or TB for short, is an infection of the lungs and it can be deadly. Today, there's a cure for it, but back in the early 1900s, there wasn't. And so most of the people who went to Waverly Hills died there, and usually very slowly and painfully, and in total isolation from their families, because in virtue of being sent to Waverly Hills,
And the other thing is, he said it was a tuberculosis hospital. Now, what if that tuberculosis is still floating around in the air? Because it's an airborne sickness. You can get it just by somebody coughing in the air. Imagine that. Imagine you go there and then a couple months down the line later, you get diagnosed with tuberculosis. Idiot. I'm just keeping it
they were
real.
effectively being quarantined to stop the spread of the disease. Waverly Hills would eventually shut down permanently in 1961 because by that point the cure had been found. And after it shut down, the building basically just sat there. Nobody else came in and turned it into anything else. And so this building is basically abandoned, and lots of people began sneaking in to see what it was like in there. And a shocking number of these trespassers reported seeing ghosts inside. Today, the sanatorium is still very much in the same condition it was left in, but the
The reason you seeing them is because they want you to leave before you get some type of sickness. I'm dead ass serious. You trespassing on their property. The ghosts ain't come messing with you. You come messing with them. So whatever happened to you, if they hunt your dreams at night, that's on you because you can't bother them. Man, if I was the ghost, I would have hunt you too. Being real.
Waverly Hills Historical Society has stepped in and made it very hard for people to sneak into the building. However, knowing people do want to go in and look around, the Historical Society has begun offering guided tours of the sanatorium. And these tours are given exclusively at night to increase the spooky effect. And so David, who had only been dating Raquel for a month when she asked him to come with her to the sanatorium, he was not really that keen on doing this. It did not really appeal to him to go walking around this totally terrifying place. But he could tell it was important to Raquel. She was really excited about it. And so he agreed to go. A few days later,
Bro, this dude gonna get me copyrighted, bro. God damn.
on the late afternoon of April 23rd,
Don't want me
the
to
new
make no
couple
type of
left
coins,
Raquel's
huh?
place. They climbed into the car and they began driving south. 3 hours later, they arrived in Louisville and they stopped to get dinner. And then after they were done eating, they looked at the time and realized
I
it
don't
was
know.
only
This is probably
about
my last time
6:45
watching that
p.m.
video. Ain't
And the
no
tour
way.
they had scheduled at the sanatorium was not until 10 p.m. So they had a few hours to kill. And before David could suggest anything, Raquel already had the perfect idea of how they should kill this time. She told
David sound like a buster, bro. You let your girl persuade you into going to an abandoned tuberculosis hospital.
David that
That's
earlier
crazy,
that
bro.
day she had learned about
Where your nuts at? When you gonna actually be a man, bro? Whatever happened to y'all, it was meant to happen.
a spot just outside of Louisville that might actually be more terrifying than the sanatorium they had come all this way to see. And so Raquel wanted to spend these few hours checking out this new spooky spot. This spooky spot was a rickety old, narrow, abandoned looking bridge called the Pope Lick Trestle. It's located just east of downtown Louisville in this heavily wooded area. The bridge is about 800 feet long, and at its highest point, right in the middle of the bridge, it's about 90 to 100 feet off the ground. And this bridge
Dang,
connects
that's
the
big.
tops of two of the bigger rolling hills in the
This
area.
ain't that big, but
But
that's
the bridge's physical appearance
tall
has
in the
nothing
sky.
to do with
Not in
why
the
it's
sky, but that's
considered so spooky.
tall off the
The
ground.
reason the Pope Lick Trestle has become a central part of Kentucky folklore is because locals say there is a monster called the Pope Lick Monster that lives underneath the bridge. It's half goat, half man, and when anyone is near this bridge at night, this monster
If I had seen something like that, bro, I low key would have, I would have blasted on it, bro, and took a picture. I'm not even, bro. You know the thing is, a lot of people, if you grew up in a black neighborhood, and if you is black, remember as a kid, we used to watch these horror movies, The Candyman, Bloody Mary. Oh, your mom or your auntie, your uncle will tell you don't say it 3 times in the mirror or something bad gonna happen. Then I grew up and I said it 3 times and nothing happened, and I'm still here. I'm being real. I'm not, bro. That stuff is all fake. If you believe in that stuff, bro, you just a sheep. I'm being honest. Who really believes that a man with a fish hook, with a pirate hook for a hand, coming out the mirror and a bunch of bees flying out your vent? If you do got bees coming out your vent, your house is just infected with bees. I'm just being real. Infested, I mean. But that shit is all a folklore. Don't believe none of that stuff. And then I did research on the Candyman too. It was just some people that was literally breaking in people's houses through their wall and just in Chicago and doing stuff to people and stealing. That's it.
Monster is supposed to come out from
Don't let
underneath
them
this
people
bridge, and then
fake
what
it
happens
with that
next is very ambiguous. It kind of depends on who you're talking to, but generally speaking, once the Poplick monster has emerged and it sees you, you're dead. Now, how you die ranges from the monster leaping out and attacking you with an axe to the monster using some sort of mind control to lure you up onto the bridge where you leap off. David, after hearing this suggestion, was again not really that keen to go do this really terrifying sounding thing, but seeing the excitement in his girlfriend's face.
Let's talk about it. Man, David is scary. He's scared she gonna break up with him if he say he don't want to do it. Where's your manhood at, bro? Where's your dignity, bro? Ain't no way I'm that much of a simp or that much of too in love with a female where I can't say no. Sometimes these females will get you killed, bro. I'm just being real.
He agreed to go. And so the two left the restaurant, they climbed back in the car, and they drove for about 15 or 20 minutes to the Poplick Trestle Bridge. The bridge actually passed over a relatively main road, and so the couple parked just off the side of this main road, and then once they were outside, they began looking for a pathway up this hillside to get up to the bridge. And very quickly, they found a well-worn dirt path that snaked up the side of this wooded hillside that looked very much like it would bring them up to the bridge. So with Raquel in front and David behind her, they began walking up this dirt path. And as they're walking, they start to see signs that clearly say, no trespassing. But they ignore them because they're looking at this path thinking, okay, lots of people clearly come up here, so we've got to be okay. And so they keep on walking up this path, and they're getting closer and closer to the top of this hill where they think it's going to connect with this bridge. And right as they're getting close, they see there's this huge chain link fence, this 8-foot tall chain link fence with barbed wire across the top that extends in either direction out of view. And so the couple walks up to this fence, and there are more signs that say no trespassing, private property, and there are additional warning signs saying that what is on the other side of this fence.
I ain't gonna lie too. When people be putting up there on the gates, no trespassing, don't come through here, it's a dog, beware of dogs and all that, that just make a kid more excited to do it. I'm just being real, like, imagine you watching a video, like, late at night, or if you live with your parents late at night, right? You see on the beginning of before the video started playing, you see viewer discretion is advised. If you're not over the age of 18 or if you're not 18, turn off this video. What kid actually listens to that though? I'm being real. What kid actually listens to the advice being shown on the TV? No, that just make them more interested in watching it. Like I'm dead serious, and it's sad to say, but it's the truth. Sometimes you parents really need to watch what your kid be watching. You don't know what they be seeing when you not around, or what they friends be showing them. The only time you ain't around your kids is when they at school. You don't know what they friends showing them. You don't know what people doing. You don't know if the teachers doing inappropriate things. Which I'm just keeping it real, bro. All this stuff I'm saying, I have seen before.
It's also just plain dangerous, so turn around and leave. Every fall, when the leaves start to turn colors and the weather starts to get cool, people flock in droves to their nearest coffee shop to order a pumpkin spice latte. And every year, when I see this phenomenon occur, I think fence posts, Cal and David are staring at all these signs and this fence, they see, not far from the path, somebody had clearly bent two of the fence posts and created a narrow gap in the fence that you could slip through. And so, from David and Raquel's perspective, that looked like the way other trespassers must have found their way up to the bridge, and so it must be safe. And so, once again, the couple disregarded all the warnings. They made their way over to this gap in the fence
because they want a death wish. What, like, I just don't understand where the dude David's mindset was at, bro. Like, why wasn't he thinking, like, dude, he just functioned slow or something? Like, bro, you literally that much in love with this girl that you will sit up there and say yes to go explore an abandoned hospital. And then you cross the train track, bro. And that probably haven't even been worked on. That probably it's probably not even sturdy, bro. It's probably sturdy. I don't even know the right word for this shit,
through, and they kept on walking up the hill. Just a couple of minutes later, they reached this clearing, which was at the top of this hill, and once they were in this clearing, they were able to turn, and they could actually see the bridge. It was only a couple hundred feet away from them, and it was totally intimidating. By this point, it's totally dark out, and from their perspective, all they see is this very narrow bridge that they know is 100 feet off the ground at certain points.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they can see there's no guardrails on either side of this bridge. It would have almost looked like a tightrope kind of extending off into the darkness. But even if the couple was really intimidated by the sight of this bridge and with all these warning signs before it, they were able to put their fear aside and just keep on going. And so with David now in the lead and Raquel behind him, they walked the couple of hundred feet over to the start of this narrow bridge, and when they got there, without actually stepping onto the bridge, David came to a stop, he turned around to face Raquel, and he gestured for her to come stand next to him so they could take a selfie with the bridge in the background. Because David, at this point, is thinking,
I would have low key, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, is it just, I don't know what it really is. Like, I don't believe they came to really visit no damn abandoned house. I'm not finna say what I think, but if you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. Ain't no way you literally sit there and cross no unstable bridge just to go visit a damn abandoned hospital, bro. No black people would do this. Just being real. If you is black and you trying to do some stupid stuff like this, bro, it's over for you.
we're not going to go on this bridge. We're just going to look at this bridge, take some pictures, and then we'll go. But Raquel, who he's looking at, gesturing to come stand with him, just walks right past him onto the bridge and takes several steps out onto this narrow, rickety old thing, and then she stops, turns around, and gestures for David to come with her and walk across the entire bridge. And David, again, is having his second thoughts, but he sees Raquel wants to do this, and so he agrees to go. After they had walked about 100, maybe 200 feet across this bridge, the two of them just started laughing because it was totally exhilarating what they were doing. Not so much the quest for the Popelic monster, but rather the very real risk they were taking walking this tightrope bridge in the middle of the night. The couple would continue to very cautiously but quickly make their way across this bridge, and when they reached about the halfway point, when they were at the highest point from the ground, the bridge itself begins to shake.
A house or a laptop? Which one do you think is worth more? Well, definitely not the house, because it not
Man, shut up, bro.
And then from behind them, they hear this loud grinding sound. And so the couple, they whip their heads around, and they see there are these two bright glowing lights that are looking right at them all the way on the start of the bridge. And they realize it's a train. When Raquel and David walked up that dirt path and snuck through the fence and reached the top of the hill and could actually see the Popelic Trestle Bridge, they would have also seen the train tracks in the hillside that clearly extended onto the Popelic Trestle and went across the bridge.
It's too late. It's too late for you to wish you didn't cross that bridge now. It's too late. Like, go back to where I said something bad was gonna happen. And go back to where I said that it was all that woman that wanted to relive her kid you. And she was the downfall of why both of them died. Let's just keep it a buck. Mostly him too, because you a man, bro. You supposed to had known, made up your own mind on would you want to do this or not. You let a woman really tell you to do some stuff like this. Like, where was your mindset at, bro? Like, how did you process this whole thing late? Bro, man, grow some nuts, bro. For real.
Bridge. This was a train bridge. They would have seen that. But it's assumed that the couple, who didn't live in the area and so didn't know much about the Poplick trestle, it's assumed they thought, well, this is a train bridge, but it's got to be abandoned. It certainly looks abandoned, and it does. It looks totally old. It does not look active, even though it is. Or the couple thought, well, this is just an old train bridge. It might be active, but surely no train is going to come through anytime soon. We can get across the bridge before a train.
Even if no train was to have come through there, who would still want to do that? Bro, like, that's why I don't understand with some people. Like, what is fun about doing stuff like this? If you want to go do something fun, bro, just skateboard or rock climbing. I rather feel comfortable doing rock climbing than doing this. Like, bro, that's stupid, bro. Who would really want to go on a train track and go freaking get in a possibility where a train is coming and there's no way you can escape? The only thing you can do is jump off.
Of course, they were wrong.
And you literally 100 feet off the ground.
When the couple turned around and saw these two headlights bearing down on them, they quickly realized they would not be able to outrun this train.
Yeah, you're not outrunning it, and it's over. Might as well just say your goodbyes. I'm just being real. And I'm not trying to scare nobody, but it is what it is. The person I blame the most is David.
It's clearly trying to stop. It has seen them. It's hitting its brakes. It's sounding its horn, but it's just clearly moving too quickly. So they cannot run to the other side to safety. And because this bridge was meant for a single train to pass through, there was no other track they could just jump onto to avoid being hit. And there were no walkways on either side of this railway. And so literally all they had was the track that this train was going to cross over, and they were on it. And so with no other choices, David yells to Raquel that they have to climb down and hang off the side of this bridge. Now, there were these wooden slats that ran underneath the rails. They ran perpendicular to the rails, and these wooden slats kind of extended off the edge of the bridge on either side just a couple of inches. And so in theory, if you were holding onto the outside of one of these wooden slats and kind of dangling off the edge of the bridge, a train could cross those tracks and not run over your hands or fingers. You would just have to hold on that whole time as the train is rumbling through. And so David, he flops down onto his stomach, and he's trying to lower himself as fast as he can as this train is getting closer and closer, and he's yelling for Raquel to do the same thing, but she's not really moving very quickly. And finally, David, he gets in position. He's hanging off the edge of this bridge on these wooden slats.
Hey, maybe I talked too bad. Okay, David. That's smart, but how long can you hold? You got to know your own grip strength. And you don't even know how long the train is. Sometimes, like the train over here in Texas, them things be long. Like, they be long cargo trains. You gotta understand. So you'll be literally holding on to that thing for a while. Imagine if the train stopped and you just stuck trying to hold on and grip.
She's not quite there, and then the train...
Your arms are gonna give out eventually. So
train comes flying through, strikes Raquel, and sends her flying off the bridge to the ground below. David would somehow manage to hold on the whole time as this train went past him.
But it wasn't stopping.
Once the train had passed him, he pulled himself back up onto the tracks. He ran the rest of the way across the bridge. He went down that hillside, and when he found Raquel, it was immediately apparent that she was deceased. In the end...
Oh, shoot, goddamn. Oh, okay, my fault. Oh, well, dang. Man, I thought something happened to David. Oh, okay, he was smart. Hey. Dang. Hey, my fault. Dang, hey, y'all act like y'all wouldn't be wrong sometimes. Like, but I'm just saying, what was... But still, like, I'm not sitting there saying, why you didn't think ahead of time before this all happened? Why you just didn't tell her no? You really wanted her to see out her kid you, even though she's a grown woman. She got kids now. Now her kids living without her. Now where do her kids gotta go? I doubt David really took her kids in. Kids probably got sent to her family or somebody. I'm being real. So I'm not sorry on saying what I said. But hey, it's good to see that he survived. He didn't die with her.
The railroad
That's the
has
good
not
thing.
issued any citations or sued for
Love you,
negligence.
Davey.
It was determined they did their due diligence by setting up that 8-foot-tall barbed wire fence with all the...
Yeah, and to be real, let's just keep it real. Y'all is at fault. David and R.I.P. that woman, y'all two is at fault because y'all shouldn't have even trespassed. So you ain't getting no type of money. You ain't getting nothing, bro.
those signs.
They gave you a warning. You didn't listen. You wanted to be a kid. Imagine having kids and still out here kidding around. For real, bro.
Telling people to stay back and warning people about the hazards of going past this fence. And so it was actually David who got in trouble for this tragedy.
Good.
He was cited and charged with a felony.
Good. Think before you do.
Of unlawfully disrupting and or delaying a train, causing financial damages. He would plead to a lesser charge of trespassing and would be fined $2,300. Shockingly, this tragedy is just one of many that have occurred.
I bet he gonna learn his lesson this time. Don't be a sucker for love, bro.
On the Pope Lick Trestle Bridge. Since the bridge's construction in the 1800s, there have been dozens of people who have died on this bridge. And several of these deaths, many of them fairly recent, the last 20 or so years, have occurred under the same conditions as Raquel's. People went looking for the Pope Lick monster and then were struck.
There ain't no such thing as no Pope Lick monster. Hey, but that's the end of the video. Y'all like, subscribe, and we're gonna be back next time.